Guys, can you hear my voice? Joan would request you to give us a short prayer. Joanita.
Hi everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Hello, my name is Joanita. It's nice to meet you all, and thank you, Christopher and Steve, for the classes thus far. So let's humble ourselves for a word of prayer. Father in heaven, I bless you for today. I thank you for the minds of the people that thought of this. Will you bless their career and increase them, and may you make every plan of theirs come to pass. And as we meet to learn, we thank you for having brought us thus far, for the facilitators, for having given them the wisdom and courage and knowledge to take this up to this long. The classes have been too many, and there were points whereby they were a bit too much, but we persevered because we are here for you, O Lord Jesus, and to extend your word and to use these skills that we are learning to be better ministers and servants in your house. So give us attention and help us be able to grasp and understand, and even after all this ends, give us the knowledge and understanding to continue therein. I pray this in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen. But before that, I want to ask us, did you guys try to work out on something? Were you able to do something? If you're able to do something, or if you are challenged last time, you can raise up your hand and say something before we start. We had a few people that shared their work. Yeah. If you are able to do something, kindly raise your hand. Okay. I think no one did anything. So today I'm going to be taking us through how the pen tool works. The pen tool which is in the After Effects. As I told you in our recent class, the workflow which is in After Effects or in Illustrator, and which is in Photoshop and Illustrator, is kind of the same when you come to After Effects. When you look at the tools up here, can you guys see my screen? Yeah, so when you look at the tools which are up here, they are kind of the same tools that are in Illustrator and Photoshop. Yeah, so but basically today we're going to be looking at this tool here over here. It's called the pen tool. Its shortcut key on the keyboard it's G. Yeah, so I'm going to take you through how you can create shapes using the pen tool. Sometimes you find yourself that you need to create shapes in After Effects rather than creating them in Photoshop or Illustrator. Yeah, so we're going to be looking at that. Let me put here an example. Yeah, so I'm going to start with the basics of all the tools that you can see here. We're going to first look at this guy. It's called the pen tool. And then we go to the add vertex tool and delete vertex tool and convert vertex tool. Yeah, I will not touch this guy. So what does the first tool do? What it does is, if for example you want to draw a shape in for example, let's try to draw a circle over here, some kind which is like this. Yeah, for example, you want to draw a shape like this. You will need to come here, or for example, you have an icon that you want to recreate in After Effects. Let me get an icon here that we want to recreate. Okay. Okay, for example, we have this guy that we need to recreate this guy in After Effects. So what we do here, if we select our pen tool, the pen tool will highlight, it's blue here, and when you have to make sure it's highlighted. For example, if you change and go to the selection tool, you do see the blue changing. So if you go to the G, which is the pen tool, it will highlight here. And you have to make sure, if you're looking for example, a shape which has fill, you have to make sure your fill is on. For example, let me turn it white. Your feed is. You have to make sure your feed is on. And how do you know that your feed is on? What to get to know that when you do a shape, you can see that the fill is on, and over here, up here, you can see that your fill is on. And when it comes to your stroke, you click here, and you can see the options that you get are the same options that you get over here. And the other thing, what you receive here, you also get blending modes. The blending modes, you saw them in the previous classes that Steve shared with us, so you can see them over here. So in case you want to use any, you can go and explore. Yeah, and here we have now we are on the fill option. Here we have then like the none, when you don't have anything on your shape. Here we have the solid color. I think you can see it as I'm clicking over it. I think you can see it. Here we have our linear gradient. If you click on it, you can see it. Here we have our radial gradient. So you can see things changing. Yeah, it's not set right now, but you can see things changing. So now we have our opacity. One day I received a challenge. I was working on certain projects, and I accidentally turned off this guy. Let me turn the guy off. The opacity, it was totally down. I used to draw shapes, and my fill was not coming. I said, what's happening? By the end of the day, like I used to change colors, nothing is happening. By the end of the day, the problem was with the fill over here. So you have to be careful when you're handling your shapes. For example, you're doing something, you have to be careful. So we've looked at the fill. So it's the same thing when you go to your stroke. Right now the stroke option is turned off, it's on none, but when you put it on solid color and we put our fill to none, this is what we get. Hope you can see it. And most of the shapes are made up of strokes, like they have strokes in them. For example, if you want to redraw this shape, you're going to redraw it over here. So you can either use your pen tool to draw this type of shape. Okay, for example, let me draw it here real quick. Let me change the color to red. Yeah, for example, I get this and I redraw it over here. See, yep, real quick. Okay, so now what you get over here, we we want to redraw this shape, and it has three elements. We have this guy over here, and this one is the second one, and this is the third one. So you can handle them, you can handle everything in one layer. And what you will do here, when you go down in your layer, when you click here on the drop down menu and you go to your context, when you go down, you'll be able to see your shape. This is our shape one. So here what you're going to do, our shape one has its brother over here. So we are going to just duplicate it inside the shape layer that we have over here. So I will just duplicate that. I hope you can see that, guys. And what I will do here, I will go under the context and I go to shape layer 2 here, and I go to its transform and I rotate it. I hope you guys can see it. it's not perfect, but yeah, let's use that as an example. And I rotate it. After there, I'm going to draw this guy over here. I hope you guys can see. And let me delete which is at the back. I hope you see that we have achieved our car icon. It's not that perfect, but we've achieved it. Sorry, this guy is outside. Let's put him inside. You have to click on the layer that you're working on. Yeah. So we have our shape 3 over here. Let me delete this one. Yeah. So why is this guy helpful? For example, you are dealing with shapes that are going to need, for example, they are going to need things like, if you're working with path, like it has to be animated in this form, and like you don't want to have a lot of layers on your timeline. For example, you have to work with something like this. Let me put it as an example here. For example, if you want to do something like this, I hope you guys can see it. Yeah, it's all created in After Effects, but let's try to recreate the same thing in Illustrator, and we see what we achieve. So here we have 3 shapes, 1, 2, 3. I hope you guys can see them. We have 3 shapes, but when you go to Illustrator, let's see what we get. Sorry about this. Let me create a new artboard. Let me see what we get. Okay, so this is our layer over here. So I'll just image trace it for me to get the result quickly. This is what I will do: image trace, expand, yes, and I get the result quickly. So here, Photoshop, After Effects gives us its breakdown over here. What we do here, we just come and click on release. No, I think it's not release. It's release layers to build. I hope you guys can see it. When you click on it, it's still not working. But let's take this guy outside and delete the one who is which is out. And oh, it's not working. So if it's not working, what you're going to do, you're going to separate each shape like on each layer. So I'm going to duplicate 3 layers. I'm going to create 3 layers. They don't have anything now, but we are going to come to each thing here. I've used A to select this guy alone, and I press X, and I come to the first one, I press F, I press it there, go to the second one, I put it here. So I'm going to send them to After Effects. So in After Effects we have sorry, it's not coming. Let me see what's happening. Okay, it's here. Sorry about that. Let me send it again to After Effects. Let's see what we get. So here we've gotten 3 shapes. Now here we were dealing with only 1 shape, but here 3, they might disturb you, or like you may not want it. But me, I would prefer having my stuff in 1 shape layer. Yeah, so that's what I'll show you about that. So going back to our pen tool over here, which is G, the shortcut key of it, it's G. So what you do, for example, you have this shape layer, you want to modify, or you want to have your shape for it to have smooth curves, for it to have nice bevels, or whatever you want to have. So what we have here now, this shape helps us to draw anything, and then the shape under it, the add vertex tool, what it does, for example, you come to any point over here on your shape and you click like this, you're going to get a new point on your shape. For example, let me undo. For example, you come here, now you see over here we don't have any shape, but when you click here, we are going to be having it. Hope you guys can see that. So let me go to another tool. It works throughout to any shape that you're dealing with. Let me go to another tool, which is the delete vertex tool, which this one just deletes the points that you don't want. Yeah, I hope you guys can see that. It just deletes. So this one, the convert vertex tool, this is what it does. For example, now here we have this guy. It's smooth now, but if you use the convert vertex tool, we click on it, now you see it has become sharp. So what does the convert vertex tool does? It helps you to get smoothness on your icons or on your shapes that you're trying to draw. Let me get a shape here that I draw. I'll show you what it does. For example, let me hide this one. For example, I draw a path which is like this. Hope you guys can see it. And I accidentally find myself having these guys when they're like this, and yet I want something which is smooth. This is what I do. I go and I get my convert vertex tool, or to get it you can use alt. Yeah, alt, and I click over here, and now you can see it's getting smooth. And over here, then I play around with these guys. I will go back to V, then I play around with these guys. Yeah, so today what I want to give us, another thing I want to give us is how do you get perfect curves. For example, you want to draw something which is like a snake, or you want to draw something which is cool. How do you get perfect shapes in your animations? So here there is a website. It has a game. It's called Bezier Game. I hope you guys can see the screen. Okay, is it there? Yeah, so this Bezier game, it's going to help you become a master. To become a master while using the pen tool. So for example, it gives you points. Like for example, are you seeing the indicator over here? It shows you that you draw from here, you come here, yeah, and it takes you through, and it will be giving you what to press over here. Now here it's giving me shift, and shift will give you it will make you go through a straight line when you're drawing your shapes. Hope you guys can see it. Now here we have a circle. You can just draw like that. Yeah, it's not so perfect, but you can. It will help you learn how to use this thing. Yeah, hope you guys can see it. Yeah, so let me put the link for you guys. You get time and go through it. I've put the link in the message section, so you get time and go through it and see how it works. So when you get your time, you go and know how you can draw nice curves. It's called Bezier game. You get to know how to draw them. Yeah, so what I want to show us more is when you're here, let me take us back through the colors again. When you're here, you get the same properties that you got on your solid layer. For example here you can see this is solid, linear, and radial. This is the radial gradient, this is the linear gradient, this is the solid, and this is none, like everything is out. So the next thing we are going to look at is let me delete this guy. The next thing we are going to look at is when you draw your shape and you want it to be transparent, or okay, not transparent, as okay, for example, I have my shape. This is my shape. Let me fix it. For example, I'm using shift to draw the straight lines. Yeah, For example, I have this shape over here, and I have my fill on. Yeah, I hope you guys can see it. Here, for you to have the hole inside of this guy, you need to turn off this. And also, when you want to see transparency, you click on this guy. You can see that your car box is transparent and it's good to go. Yeah, in case this is what you want. Sometimes I say this is what you want, this is what you want, because we all have different things that we want to achieve. You may want to achieve something which is there, and yeah, you work on that and achieve that. So if you want to apply fill on it, you just come here and select the color that you desire and put it over here and press OK. If you want to change the color to your stroke, it's all here. Hope you guys can see it. Yeah. What I've not talked about as I was in Photoshop, there is a tool which I have over here. It's called Overload. I think you guys, I'll share it with you. It's paid for, but what it helps you take things to After Effects very quickly. You do not need to suffer. Yeah, it helps you take things in After Effects very quickly. For example, I want to, let me turn off this. Maybe you guys can see my screen. I'd missed that part. For example, I have my nanny over here. Let me give it this color. I hope you guys can see it, this guy. And I want to take it to After Effects. So I just click here and I find it there. Oops, it's not here. It's over here. It was not aligned to the artboard. So just send it over there and you find it. It's very easy and quick to use. Yeah, it helps you make your workflow quick and easy. Yeah, so I will share with you guys the link. Please remind me if I forget. I'll share with you the link and how to access it. Yeah. After here, we are going to see how we can mask our shapes. Like, we can mask things that we want to, for example, manipulate and add, for example, manipulate and add in more things. Let me put this as mask. Yeah, I'm going to get a random image from the internet. Yep. Okay, let me get this one over here. Okay, so this is the image that I've got from the internet. I hope you guys can see my screen. Guys, can you see my screen? Okay, so for example, you have this image which is on your board or on your composition. For example, you want to place something here. You want to place or video or anything. What you do here, you come again to our pen tool. Now this is how the pen tool is helpful with masking and other things. Let me find another image. Okay, let me find another image. I'm going to use an image here as an example. I will not find a video, but let me just use an image for now. Yeah, but this helps you if you want to mask anything, or it's a video, it will be masked. Yeah, so let me find this image. Let me remove it from our composition for now. It's up here. Make sure you organize your work as you work. Yeah, let me call this asset. Yeah, so now when you click on your layer which has the image, you're going to come to the pen tool, which is G on your keyboard. Yeah, So when you, for example, we are going to start from here. I hope you guys remember how you receive the sharp edges like this. So now let me just draw edge to edge and we modify it together. So this is what I have. Now when you try to draw the mask on top, you're going to see that everything has disappeared apart from the area you've masked. So you go down here on your drop down menu, you will see a name masks over here. So you click on it. Masks has other sub elements inside of it. There is add, subtract, intersect, lighten, darken, and difference. You can either say I'm going to invert the mask. So but here we're going to subtract. I hope you guys can see it. So we've subtracted the mask. So we are going to click on our mask. Let me show you what other things that they can do. Yeah, they are doing nothing for now. Yeah, but let's subtract for now. So we are going to use the tools that we've seen here, the convert vertex tool, yes, to make these guys smooth. So if I come and I click here, everything is going to get smooth. It's going to become a circle. But what we need here, I'll press V back, then I press Shift to select one point. Then I go to our vertex tool, I click over here. Hope you guys can see. And I try to move the guys. I'll go back to V and I try to do this. Yep, make sure it fits. It gives you what you want. Yeah. Okay. You press G until you reach it, the vertex. Convert vertex. Yeah. Let me just click on them all at once. Then we just modify them. So you modify them according to your liking. To select this on this kaga, you press out. Yeah. To select one side, so you click out and move it. Yep. Okay. So guys, be ready to drop some questions if you have any. Yeah, as we're going through, you can be noting them down now. Yeah. So this is what we have. Yeah, for now, let me just do this as an example, but if you find yourself doing this, you can modify it. So what are we going to add here? So let me make it transparent so that you can see. So right now we have something which has no anything inside of it. So if I get our image, I'm also going to get a video, yeah, to put it here. Hope you guys can see. If I put it under our layer and I try to modify it, I hope you guys can see we've used a mask to achieve this. Yeah. If you have any questions at this point before we continue, kindly raise your hand, or you can unmute the mic and ask the question. Yeah, if you have any question at this point, the masks and the first things that we worked on. Yeah. If you have questions, you can bring them on board. Okay, hope you guys can have seen this. Let me first try to turn it off for now. I'll show you another example of masking. So for example, you've drawn your shape. Let's draw a car house. Let's draw a house. Let's draw a house. Let me put the point over here. Okay, so this is the house that we have. If you want to mask the house and you want to use the pen tool again, this is what happens. If you click on the house, you're going to see two objects over here. Which one is the one which is highlighted it. It's a tool that creates shapes. And the one next to it is a tool that creates masks. This guy over here. So when you click on it, your pen tool is going to become another fighting tool. Yeah, it's going to become a knife now. So if I say I want to cut this over here, boom. I hope you can see it. If you say you want to subtract, as I showed you, when you go to masks, subtract, hope you guys can see. I also has gotten a V2D on it, holes. It has holes on it. So this can give you anything that you want to achieve, or if you want to achieve a house which is like this, some stylish car house, yeah, you can go for it. Whatever you want to achieve. And if you find yourself clicking on this guy again, if for example, if you click away from here and you click away and you click again to your shape, it's going to go back. And when it goes back and you want to add another shape, let's change colors now for us to see. Change on our next shape. So let me first do it and then change colors. So if I want to do another shape, let me say over here, the same shape is going to be affected by the mask. Hope you guys can see it. It's also affected by the mask. Yeah, the same shape is affected by the mask. Okay, so what we're going to do today, we are going to get random icons and we recreate them in After Effects. Then we animate them. Yeah, so I hope you guys are seeing. Let me create a new board here. So free. Okay, so I'm going to get some random icons. Let me get some that I have in my folder here, and we recreate them and then we animate them. Okay, let me bring this one over here. Let me try to change its color for now, or let me leave it as it is. Can you guys see it? Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my pen tool over here. I click on it. So here what we're going to do, we are going to separate these two guys. Ours, it won't be transparent, but it's going to be in another color. Yeah, we're going to separate it. We can use our mask that I showed you in the previous example here. You can use it to achieve this guy over here. But what we're going to do, we are going to do different. We are going to use two shapes. So we are going to first draw this guy over here, but you have to make sure the fill is off, or you can first turn off the fill and the stroke and first draw. So let's start by drawing. Our shape layer will be down there. Yep, start by drawing. Okay, let me do this, and then I convert them by using Alt. Convert them by using Alt. Yep, trying to be perfect. Remember, when you want to drag this guy alone, you use Alt. Yeah, don't forget about that. So I want this also to be converted because it has this round thing over here. Okay. Our shape is not so perfect, but we're going to go with that. So let me turn off this guy over here. So as you can see, we've used let me see how many points we have. 1, 2, 3, 4 points. 4 points to achieve this. Only 4. You don't need a lot of shapes to achieve this. Yeah. Let me try to turn on our ruler over here. See what we can get. Let me turn on the snapping guy here. Oh, it's not snapping. Okay. So let me take away our ruler. So when we click on our shape, we are going to give it color now. The color that we are looking for is over here, the green. So we have our first shape. This is the first shape that we have. So let's go to the second shape, which is the tick. Yeah, it's this tick over here. What you can do, you can just use 3 points. This is 1, 2, 3. After there, guess what you can do. Who can tell us what we are going to do next year to achieve that big thing over that we have? Who can try to guess what we're going to do? Yes, Jackson.
Increasing the stroke.
Okay, thank you, Jackson. Mildred, did you have another option?
Yeah, I think we're gonna mask or erase.
So in this point, as I told you, that we are not going to do the same shape, but yes, you can mask. But for now, what we're going to do, we are only going to increase the stroke. Yeah, so I'm going to turn off this and change our stroke to white. Yeah, I hope you guys can see. So when you see the stroke, when you see the tick that we are looking at, it has rounded edges. And how do you get the rounded edges? You go also, oopsie, our shape is here. So let me first delete the shape that we have. No, let me put it under. Yeah. So you're going to go, let me rename this. Make sure you name your work, by the way. This is tick. And this is our guard icon. Yeah. So you're going to go in and under the tick icon, and you go to shape. When you go to shape, you're going to see stroke. You click on stroke. Some of you that are having 2019, I think 2020, 2020 downwards, so you don't have some of the things that are here. For example, taper is not there. Yeah, taper starts from, I think, 2021 onwards. Yeah. So what you're going to do now, to get the rounded shape, what we're going to do, you're going to turn this to round cap. Yeah, it's not there, it's not yet there, but let's try to manipulate it and we see what we get. Yep, I think we are there. Let me see if we get no. Yeah, so let's go with this for now. I hope you guys you've seen that area, that section. Let's go with this for now. So we are going to come back here and we explore more things. Yeah, but let's first animate the stick plus this badge over here. Okay, so for example, you have these things on your timeline or on the work that you're working on, and your storyboard or anything that you're using, or your reference shows you that you have to animate this in this way or in this format. Let me delete this guy, we've already used him. So for example, we are going to be needed to okay, now let's use paths. Yeah, I didn't have a perfect intro to take you to paths, but let's start paths from here. We're going to use path to animate. And how do you find a path to the object? So when you go to your shape layer, you find it over here. Hope you guys can see it. You go down, and you can find it over here. And that's what we're going to use to animate. So I'm going to first draw a box over here real quick. Yep, this is a marathon. So animating with paths, you have to first get to know what you want. Yeah, I love saying that because we all have different preferences. We have different tastes. Yeah. So what I'm going to first do over here, I'm going to first go to my stopwatch and I move a few frames forward. And if I come here and I modify this to my shape, to any shape that I want, and I play, I hope you guys can see that. Let me first turn off the tick. I hope you guys can see that it's animating. But first, what I first did was to first get its original marker or its original keyframe where it originated, which is this one over here, this guy, which is highlighted with a blue. And I went down to this one. So what we're going to do, we're going to delete the first one. So let me delete it and I modify it the way I want. What I want to do is to have a boxy something. Yeah, sorry about that. So let me try to move these guys off here. You modify it the way you want after getting your first log. You can even add in more things. Yep, make sure you draw a perfect box. This is snapping on. Yep, it's not snapping. Okay, let's let me draw it. Sorry. Okay. So this is our box that we have. What do we achieve after getting the box? Sorry, let me undo. Okay, what do we achieve? Let me play it. Hope you guys can see it. Yeah, this is what we get. But if you sit down over here, it's not that nice. It's not so nice. So we are going to try another angle of achieving this. Let me redo it again. Let me delete over here. And I'm going to just add points here and here, and then I just drag them down. Here you have to be testing the things that you need. Yeah. Until you achieve it, then you're good to go. Yep. So even up here, I drag it in my box. All right. I pull this up and also this one up here. So even this one up. Yep. So we're going to test our animation and see if our keyframes are okay now. That's what we're having. So until you say that, hey, that's what I want, then you're good to go. So we're going to apply some of the principles that we had easing. So we're going to ease our keyframes. We're going to make it basic and remove this, and if we put it to 100, yeah. Remove the frames over here, a few frames. Hope you guys can see that. So we move this guy, we move these frames a few seconds here, and I'm going to do this real quick. Okay, and I'm going to. Okay, this is the box that we have. Let me move this guy, the front. If our box comes here, I'm going to use 4 frames to receive some kind of bouncy, uncanny. Yep. Let me see if we get it. Yep, it's getting there. No, let me delete this. Let's use 4 and we ease them. This is the basic way of doing iframes. I hope you guys can see it. Yeah, so we've created like a quick bouncy box. So we let's move this guy. Like by the time it settles, it gives us, yeah, it gives us the shape that we want. It's getting there. Let's try again and see. I hope you guys can see it. So it started as a box, then it two. I hope you guys you like it. Let me try to add on some motion blur, see how it looks. Yeah, so after here, what we're going to do, we're going to bring in our tick. So animating your tick may be simple. You may want other ways, but here is how you can do it very quickly and easy. You go down to the drop down menu over here, then you see this add guy. I hope you guys sometimes find yourself finding the add guy here. It's called add, and you say, what does this do? So when you click to add, it gives us a rectangle, ellipse, polyster, path, fill, stroke. Gives us a lot of things. Whatever you want to add, you click on it. So right now I'm looking at trim parts. So when I click on trim parts over here, I'm going to receive it here. It has trim path 1. So when I go under trim path 1, the trim path has the start plus the end. So what we're going to do right now, I'm going to try to be playing around with these guys, and you see, can you see it? Yeah, now this is the start. The start is from sorry about that. Yeah, so when you see the start, it's coming from down to top, and the end, hope you guys can see it. So right now we're going to animate the end. We're going to go to the beginning over here. We give it 0. We tag our keyframe. We move forward a few frames, and we give it 100%. Then after, we're going to modify. We're going to add in easing, which is F9, where we select our keyframes and F9. Then we go under to our graph editor. For those that missed the previous class, we have a class talking about easing. Yeah, you can go and check it out, or if you have any questions, you can ask. So let's try to play around with this kind of animation. Hope you guys can see it. It's kind of satisfying. It's cool. Yeah, until you get what you want. So for example, you want to get something which is a little bit nice, different. See what you do: duplicate this, you move forward, duplicate, move a little bit forward, duplicate, move a little bit forward. Then we are going to give all these colors different colors. Yeah, so I'm going to start with the color down here. I come here, I give it red. I go to this one, I give it a yellowish color, orangish. I come to this one, then I give it a black one. The rest I'll leave it. The upper one I'll leave it on white. So this is what you get. I hope you guys can see that. You see something like this. But after working on the first one, we can do the same thing on the badge, on the guard, on this guy. We can do the same thing here. Let me duplicate and I show you. You can do the same thing over here. Let me give the down one white. Yeah, and we achieve the same. I hope you guys can see it. It's not so nice. Yeah, let me try to move it a few frames. I hope you guys can see that. Yeah, it's now getting there. Yeah, until for example, you have brand colors which need let me show you something that I did for WhatsApp. Yep, I did something for WhatsApp. Yeah, so for example, right now WhatsApp has a few colors. So I applied the colors for WhatsApp. over here we have this one, and this one, plus the one which is at the back. Hope you guys can see that. Yeah, I applied them, but all these were most of them were parts, and I used trim paths most of the areas. Yeah, I told you guys we shall recreate this anytime. Yeah, so most of these are trim parts and use of the path. Yeah, so for example, you have brand colors that you're dealing with. You can apply them in your animation or in your icon that you're trying to handle, but this is what we have now. Yeah, hope you guys like it. Yeah, but if you have any question we have not understood, kindly raise it up and we continue. Yeah, if you have any question, kindly raise your hand. Alrighty, no one is raising up their hand, so let's go to what didn't I tackle? Let's go to another. Let me take you to for example, you want shapes which are fluidish. Yeah, let me call this fluid. So we've tackled 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 things. So if I want to get something which is for example, I'm animating a logo and I want to get a trajectory which is in the, let me just draw a path here. Let me remove off my fill and I reduce my stroke. For example, I want to get something which is this is what I'm thinking of. So what I'm thinking of right now, it's ugly, but when you modify it the way we saw in the first place, you get some cool results. Yeah, you get some cool results. Hope you guys can see it. So when I'm going to show you taper, how taper works, or we're going to add in trim path on this guy, you see what happens. Yeah. So this is our trajectory that we're going to work with. Yep. So I love mostly to use the round cap shapes that I showed you before. Let me increase the size a little bit over here. Then I go into my shape. Let me call this snake. Yeah. If you're afraid of snakes, I'm sorry. Let me use snake. Yeah. So I go down to our stroke. I change the line cap to round cap. Yeah. So then I go to the add button here. I put on trim parts. I click on my, using end. Yeah. I click on end. I move a few frames forward. I put it to 100. Yeah. Hope you guys can see that. Yeah. So then I add on some easing. So how do you use start? Start, which is over here. Use it in a way that you want this animation to move and the curtail has to follow. Yeah. So this is what you do. You come to your start and move forward and move to a start to 100. You guys can see. Then you modify it also. Right. I hope you guys can see that Chinese chum chum. Yeah. So it's kind of that way, but it's not so nice. When you look at it, it's not so nice. So you have to make sure you modify it. Another way you can modify your circles or your whatever, you can decide. Let me put down this, and you come here and get an ellipse. An ellipse, you make it. Sorry about that. So I get my ellipse and I draw it over here. Make sure my thing is centered. I put on a fill, which will be white. Yes, I move my stroke. Yep, I put it under here. I'm going to use this as my, like where I'm going to base to draw. Yeah, so I'm going to drag these guys over here. I'm looking for a nice shape. Sorry about that. Oops. So I'm looking for a nice shape. Okay, you pull these guys until you get what you want. Same, I'm going to move it a few frames here, and I see my next. Okay, it's over here. I'll put it under here. I get my path. I modify it till I get what I need. Are you guys here? So I get what I need. I modify it over here. Yep. So now here we also have another problem. And say, let me try to pull it down. So I will delete this guy. So let's try to play with our thing. It's not so perfect, but we're going to go with that. Yeah. So this guy has a start point and the end point. Yeah. So how do you apply taper on it? So taper gives us a tail, like a nice tail on your end point. Now this is our end point over here. This is our end point. So when I turn on taper, some of you don't have taper. If you have a lower version from 2022 going down, you may not have taper. Yeah, but for those that have taper, you come here and go to the worker end. Sorry, end. No, it's the start. Sorry. So I try to put it like this. So when I play my animation, you get this guy. Every time you turn him to white. So I'll get this guy. Hope you guys can see him. So if this is what you want, you can say, right, let me duplicate this and then I offset him, I try to rotate him, I get what, something special. Yep. So you get your, yep, sorry about that. So we are going to rotate this, you rotate it. Oh yeah, until you get something that you desire to have. Oh yes, we've offset the things, so I'm going to give them different colors. Let this be red, go blue, okay, go what, go orangish, go a little bit darker. Okay, it's not so nice, that one. So for example, you're dealing with things that need these things, that's how you can do it. So when we play our animation, hope you guys can see it. They're like fighting for something. Yeah? So you can even say, you know, if you have a logo which creates, for example, the logo creates like a heart or something here. If you see this animation, the way it comes in, it's like it's creating shapes. I hope you guys can see here. It's like it's creating shapes. So you can also use this as an opportunity to bring or to reveal your logo, and they get lost. They are done with the business, so they get lost. They are lost. They are nowhere to be found. So yeah, that's what I have for this. Yeah, next time I think we shall be uploading the logo. If you guys don't have any question from here to here, and also to here how to mask, and I hope you guys don't have any questions. Yeah, if you have any questions, guys, very welcome. We have a few minutes to finish up the class, so I want to answer some of your questions. Or if you have any challenges that you've been facing during the class in After Effects, kindly share them here. We go through them. So the floor is open to us all. Yeah, I want to hear from you guys. Jackson, your hand is up. Okay, you put it down. Yes, Jackson.
Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
Chris, I cannot find my opacity. I have shapes, but I can't see opacity of all the shapes.
You just press T. Still, you can't see it.
What?
You've drawn the shapes, but you can't see anything.
Yes.
So as I told you here, you click. Are they strokes or it's shape with fill?
Shape.
Okay, you click here and you either turn on this guy or you play around with your opacity here. I hope you can see it. It's here. They keep it here.
Yeah.
You've received your opacity?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone, guys? If you want to say anything, the floor is open. Alrighty, if there's no one who has any question, I think we are going to end the class here. Steve, are you there? Yeah, so we are going to call it the end of our class today. Yes, if Steve, you want to say something? Okay, the floor is open for you to say something. You're very welcome. Yeah, and the other thing, guys, feel free to go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. The work is put there for you guys to go and see. Feel free to go and like, yeah, share with others. Yeah. Okay. What have I missed? You can remind me that I've missed something and we touch it. But that's what I have to share for today. In case you want me to touch anything, you can put it up as we wait for Steve to say something. Yeah. If you have questions, they are very welcome. Yeah. Don't forget to go and visit this guy. To help you out. They give you, let's try to skip the traverse page. Yeah. They will give you shapes for you to draw. Yeah. It will tell you where you're wrong. If, for example, I'm trying just to mess up with this, to show you that, man, you're in the wrong way. So you can go and visit this and give it a try. I put the link. It's in the message section. Let me put it over here. Yes, Mr. Pius.
Yeah, actually, I would like you to help me with a trial because I've gone there, but I've been clicking and I don't see how it can collect me. How does it work? I don't know. Can you help out?
I beg your pardon.
Like I'm asking, can you help me out on how these work? Because I went there, I've tried, but I don't see how it works.
The website.
Yeah, the website, the one that you shared in the link.
So let me bring up this over here.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope you guys can see it. So sorry. So when you click on the one that I pasted here.
Yeah, like the car. Because I tried to click on the car and then I was trying to, align those.
Hey, so you're clicking on the car. Eh?
Yeah, sure.
So okay, let's go into it. So if I'm clicking here, please, they show you that you have 14 nodes remaining. Now this is
Yeah,
one.
14 nodes. Like when after you click, they say 13 left, which I love.
Let's
Yeah.
see. So here, what you do, you have this Bezier thing. You click here and hold and drag. You get.
Oh, okay.
Then you move up here. Let's say it's outside, but let's move. It's still outside. That's why it's denying to continue. Let me undo and I try to put it in the middle. Sorry. Okay. Try to put it over here. Yep, I use shift and press here. 8 remaining. Come here. 6 remaining. 5 remaining. 2. So I will come here. I try to draw this. Oh, it's fading. Then I come over here. Yeah, 2 remaining.
Almost done.
1. Up here. Now this will teach you how to use your or what you have well.
Okay.
Yeah, to
utilizing actually. Yeah. It helps you to utilize on time and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Steve, you're here. We are getting feedback from you, Steve.
Sorry. My connection is still on. Guys, I would love to thank you for being on the call and then being consistent with everything. My bro is called Pius. He's actually on the call. He's the person who has just asked the question. I'm so glad he's here. Guys, thank you for being in the class. I think tomorrow my phone was off. That's why I couldn't respond then. The battery was low. So thank you guys for being part of the call. It's really amazing. Tomorrow, I think we shall be having our last class. I don't know how it's going to be. It's going to be more of interactive or something. We've not literally explored because we can't explore almost everything, like in both design and everything, but we've touched what we wanted to touch, like all the basics, so that if somebody continues from here, I believe in the next coming weeks or something, we're going to one of the things actually that's happening, we're going to communicate it very soon. But I want to make some other announcements to next week. No, I think this week. No, I think it's next week. From the 27th of the I think it's 28th, I'm going to share the flyer again. We're having Kampala Design Week. So this gentleman called Eugene Kavuma, right? He's communicating and said it's going to be more of, interactions, getting in touch with, I think Nairobi did their Kampala Design Week a couple of, months ago, something and so there's going to be teams from, designers, creatives, every kind of person from Nairobi, and they're going to, be dropping in Kampala. So it's going to be like from 28 to 1st. The production and everything is already being organized, and it's going to be beautiful. So we're literally part of that as the 10X designers or motion tribe, and it's going to be also beautiful. But we're having also physical classes coming soon. That's literally the most thing that actually excited me. We're having physical classes coming soon, and according to my knowledge, apparently, they might be at Motive. Yeah, Motive. Hope you guys know Motive, digital creative space. I normally work from them. It's just as well to do with Discover Your Trade. They were literally from Motive. We had just launched. They call them Creative Fridays. So I normally work with them, and they're kind of way of all this. Yeah, so it's going to be so beautiful. So one thing I would just love to encourage us as we close today. Thank you, Chris, for teaching us and taking us through the masking, the path and everything, and all the classes that you've done. I have to encourage you guys to continue practicing in the coming weeks. I think starting from today, I'm going to be sharing a couple of gigs from, one thing I would just love to share with us. I've been researching about this. I shared a few with Chris. I've been researching about this, and I realized what actually, if you become good at this, or probably you don't need to be, you don't even need to become so good at this or something. So I realized the earning of emotion design apparently, and some gigs which are literally there. And personally, I'm right now working on my design, my machinery and stuff like that. There are gigs which can pay up to $130 per year, right? That's like $10 per year. I mean, $10,000 per month, or $11,000 per month, or something like that. Like in Ugandan shillings, they're like over like 46 millions per month or something like that. If you literally become good at this or something like that. So it's a high paying stuff. There are lots of gigs that are literally high paying. Personally, I'm working on myself, to be able to tap into them, but they're literally open to us all. And if we literally put enough effort and energy into this, we can literally explore much. And yeah. So from henceforth, I think tomorrow we are literally closing this, and we shall be sharing some other different things in line with those gigs and everything, like different workflows and everything. But right now we are aware that we know all the basics, and we should be getting into the good stuff, from henceforth. So I would just love to encourage you guys to practice and practice and practice. Put in energy. Don't let the time that we had here to be a bit wasted or something. So just continue with this. It's a bit tough at the start. That's literally the learning curve is a bit tough at the start, but again, as you go on, it becomes easier. So that's how I've literally come to learn all the software that I know. Apparently, you start it's a bit as tough, and then you proceed with it, and then it gets better. Pass, you've raised your hand. We are finishing. I think I've finished speaking and all that kind of stuff.